Pastor Kent, would you come forward and deliver a prayer? I think it would be prudent to pray for the families of those, the lives and the loved ones of the lives that were lost of first responders in the last couple of weeks. It seems like there's been just an incredible amount of violence towards first responders. So, Pastor Kent.
Okay. Let us pray. Gracious Lord, thank you for the opportunity to gather and to be about the business of our community. Thank you for your Spirit's presence with us as we do that. Thank you for your comfort and care over the lives that we've lost and the families that grieve. As we anticipate a momentous storm, may you guide us in safety and grant us common sense and help us to exercise caution in the steps we take. Thank you for the lives of those who dedicate themselves to the service of this community. Especially we lift up Officer King, who comes to join that effort this day. Bless us as we pursue your business and follow your will. And in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Amen. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan.
Here.
John Foreman is absent. Julie Rivera. Here. Ralph Miller.
Present.
Colleen Sheehan. Here. Richard Sharp.
Here.
Randy Niemeyer.
Present.
I am present. Margaret Abernathy. Present. David Austin.
Present. We have a quorum. Start tonight with an oath of office for Police Department, Benjamin King, Police Officer. I have to give him my badge. Huh? I was going to say something, but sorry.
Okay. I can move that to the side.
We're golden.
Mr. King, if you would please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Benjamin King,
I, Benjamin King,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully support
that I will faithfully support
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Indiana,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Indiana,
the ordinances of the Town of Cedar Lake,
the ordinance of the Town of Cedar Lake,
and the rules and regulations of the Cedar Lake Police Department,
and the rules and regulations of the Cedar Lake Police Department,
and that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and honestly discharge the duties of my office
and honestly discharge the duties of my office
as a probationary patrolman
as a probationary patrolman
of the Town of Cedar Lake Metropolitan Police Department,
of the Town of Cedar Lake Metropolitan Police Department,
to which I have been appointed
to which I have been appointed,
according to the law
according to the law,
and to the best of my skills and ability,
to the best of my skills and ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Pictures?
Yeah.
Thank you.
We have 18. 17 for sure. Would you?
Chief.
Yeah.
I need to get the next
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
All I can say is we're grateful that people still want to put on that uniform. With the climate out there right now, I am just so grateful that there's people that still want to do this.
Unless you guys want to stay for the whole meeting.
It's super boring. Really boring. I know, it's my fault.
Oh, you are?
Good, we got some people who are going to stick it out anyways. I warned you. We go to public comment on agenda items. Any public comment on agenda items? Third call. Anything online, Jen?
No, I don't see hands raised.
Thank you. Consent agenda is the minutes of December 21st, 2021 and January 4th, 2022 meetings. Claims, all town funds, $296,849.40. Wastewater operating, $230,538.28. Water utility, $106,450.96. Stormwater, $49,450.69. And payrolls for 1/20 of '22 and 2/1 of '22 of $254,927.49, and a December payroll remittances of $176,423.06. Motion to accept and waive the reading of the minutes and accept the consent agenda as listed.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Miller, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Sheehan. Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Niemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Ordinances and resolutions. Item 1 is ordinance number 1409, Redevelopment Authority Lease Bond Issuance. This is the introductory reading. Mr. Sharp, by its title, please.
Ordinance number 1409, an ordinance of the Town Council of the Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, approving a lease between the Cedar Lake Redevelopment Authority and the Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana Redevelopment Commission, making an additional appropriation in connection therewith and all matters related thereto.
Thank you, Mr. Austin.
This is the first reading of the ordinance that will fund in part the lake ecosystem restoration project. There will be lease financing between the town's redevelopment authority and redevelopment commission. However, any bond issue requires approval of the town council as legislative body, first of all, and secondly, there needs to be an additional appropriation to permit funds bonded or secured through bond financing to be spent. There will be a public hearing on this item, February 16th or 15th.
15.
So this is an introductory reading only. Please remember, this is for financing not to exceed $3.9 million for that portion of the cost of the ecosystem restoration.
Thank you. You've heard the introductory reading of ordinance 1409 and an explanation. Is there a motion by the council to approve the introductory reading as submitted?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Motion by Mr. Miller. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Rivera. Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Niemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Item 2 is ordinance 1410, salary ordinance amendment. Mr. Sharp, by its title only, please.
Ordinance number 1410, an ordinance amending town salary ordinance number 1400, establishing jobs and salaries to be paid certain offices, positions, and jobs within the town of Cedar Lake for the calendar year 2022, and repealing all ordinances or parts thereof in conflict therewith.
Ms. Sandberg, please.
Council, this amendment to your salary ordinance and what we call Exhibit A is to include the updated salary of your new town manager coming in, as well as the splits, the distributions between the general fund, wastewater, water, stormwater, and RDC. It also includes the addition of the park board under the boards and commissions so that they can be paid per meeting attendance.
Thank you. You've heard the reading of ordinance 1410 as well as an explanation. Is there a motion to approve the first reading?
I'll make the motion to approve the first reading.
Thank you. Motion by Ms. Sheben. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Sharp. Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheeben?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Niemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 600. Is there a motion to suspend the rules to allow for a second reading?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Miller. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Rivera. Questions or discussion on the motion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheeben?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Niemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Mr. Sharp, the second reading of ordinance 1410, please, by its title.
Ordinance number 1410, an ordinance amending town salary ordinance number 1400, establishing jobs and salaries to be paid certain offices, positions, and jobs within the town of Cedar Lake for the calendar year 2022, and repealing all ordinances or parts thereof in conflict therewith.
Thank you. You've heard the second reading of ordinance 1410. Is there a motion to adopt?
I'll make the motion to adopt 1410.
Thank you. Motion by Ms. Sheben. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Miller. Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheeben?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Niemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Item number 3 is ordinance 1411, establishing the Department of Parks and Recreation. Mr. Sharp, by its title only, please, then Mr. Austin, explanation.
Ordinance number 1411, an ordinance creating and establishing a Department of Parks and Recreation for the town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, pursuant to the terms and provisions of Indiana Code Section 36-10-3 and what follows, repealing all prior ordinances or resolutions creating separate park and recreation authorities in all matters related thereto.
Thank you, Mr. Austin.
Indiana Code 36-10-3 permits a unit of government such as this town to establish a Department of Parks and Recreation for the town. Upon creation by ordinance, you will provide the framework for the governance and functions of park and recreation activities here in town. There are a lot of sections of the Indiana Code that I just cited to you that relate to that, many of which apply directly to our town's body when organized, the ordinance form, and you should at least consider the initial reading tonight. If you consider both, an initial reading and suspension of the rules for adoption, then some activities related to the board membership and appointments would be appropriate.
Thank you. You've heard a reading of ordinance 1411 and an explanation. Is there a motion to approve the first reading?
Make a motion to approve.
Thank you. Motion by Ms. Rivera. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Sheben. Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheeben?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Niemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Is there a motion to suspend the rules to allow for a second reading?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Sharp. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Miller. Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheeben?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Niemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Mr. Sharp, second reading by its title, please, of ordinance 1411.
Ordinance number 1411, an ordinance creating and establishing a Department of Parks and Recreation for the town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, pursuant to the terms and provisions of Indiana Code section 36-10-3 and what follows, repealing all prior ordinances or resolutions, creating separate park and recreation authorities, and all matters related thereto.
Thank you, Mr. Sharp. That's the second reading of ordinance 1411. Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Miller. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Sheehan. Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Neemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. We will consider the appointment of a town council liaison to the park board under item 10 of new business, park board term expirations as item 11.
Mr. President,
Yes.
may I suggest solicitation of a motion to ratify the appointment made by this council before the adoption of this ordinance of the members for the new body?
So, to list the names.
Yes.
So, as a ratification of ordinance 1411 to put the names codified into it, we have Sarah Miller, Gregory Marquardt, Dale Holste, and Paul Rodriguez. Is there a motion by the council to approve those names as listed as the park board members?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Sharp. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Sheehan. Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Neemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. BZA Plan Commission, item 1 is letter of credit conversion from performance letter of credit to maintenance letter of credit for Summer Winds Commercial. Margaret, do you have a rundown of this?
Jill did not provide me a rundown, but it's going from, performance.
So it's $25,752.60.
Mr. President,
Mr. Austin,
it's in good form to be considered for approval.
thank you. Is there a motion by the council to approve the letter of credit conversion?
So moved.
So moved.
I'll give it to Bob, since he's got a delay. Rick, would you care for a second?
Second, please.
Motion by Mr. Carnahan, second by Mr. Sharp. Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Neemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Item 1, we have bid opening for the sale of town-owned properties. These had been listed for quite some time. Yen, do you have the bids?
I do. We've received 5 of them. You just want me to open them and read them aloud?
That'd
It's
be
my first
fine.
time doing bid opening myself.
You, an opener?
No, I did not bring,
I don't have my pocket knife on me either.
I got it.
Not my work clothes, so.
Ralph has a knife.
Yes, he does.
So I have a knife.
Where's the police when we need them?
You got a shank? Is that what you said? Chris, you sure you want to do this here? Council Dias here.
all right, so this first one is for 13961 Edison Street.
Your amount.
The bid amount, $20,220. Yeah, $20,220 is the bid amount, sorry.
Let me take a little stress off this. They should be open and you'll be advised to take them under advisement. So
You can review
They'll be reviewed.
Yeah.
That's the purpose for taking them under advisement.
You know, I'm glad I'm not doing the bid opening, because when I've done these in the past, I always have a tendency to want to do the old Johnny Carson character.
Carnac.
You know. So I'm glad she's doing it, or else it'd be
Yeah,
really
I'm
bad.
like really nervous. David, do I need to read the name of who submitted this into
Yes.
the record?
Yeah.
Okay, so this one was submitted by William and Judith Hines. And the 10% surety is enclosed. Anything else I need to mention, David?
You got it.
You're good. All right, so the next one is 13407 Morse Street. This was submitted by John Cook, and the bid amount is $5,800. And the 10% surety is enclosed. The third one is West 127th Lane.
Or if my house is on his list.
Might have been. Underneath it.
So for this one, it was received from Cheryl Reeves. The bid amount is $22,501, and the 10% surety is enclosed.
It gets easier.
Huh?
Gets easier the more you do.
Next, we have 12930 Fulton Street. And this is from Benjamin Thacker. The bid amount is $1,000, and the 10% surety is enclosed. And the last one is 13011 Fulton Street. This was also received from Benjamin Thacker. The bid amount is $500, and the 10% surety is enclosed. That's it.
Thank you. So we would solicit a motion to take these under advisement pending review for consideration of disposition at the next council meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to take these under advisement pending review.
Thank you. Motion by Ms. Rivera, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Sharp. Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Niemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Next item, item 2, is bid award for Parish Avenue, Vermillion, Hilltop, Highland Road projects. As in our loose packet.
You should have a February 1st letter report from Don Oliphant, our engineer.
You got it? Yeah.
So what we have is an engineer's estimate, which was $2,720,991.50. We had three bids on this project, all fairly close. Milestone Contractors North Incorporated, $3,176,200. $200.94. Reeve Riley Construction, $3,180,943 even. And F.H. Passion S.N. Nielsen and Associates LLC, $3,196,132.99. The recommendation by the Burke firm is to award it to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, Milestone Contractors North, the total of $3,176,200.94. Is there a motion by the council to award the bid to the recommended lowest bidder, Milestone Contractors?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Miller, is there a second?
I'll
Second.
Second by Ms. Rivera. Questions or discussion?
Mr. President,
Mr. Austin.
I didn't second that.
Okay, Bob. Second by Bob.
may I suggest that the motion be amended to add contingent upon financing availability or confirmation of financing for the project?
Concur?
Yes.
Bob, concur?
Concur.
Thank you.
Concur.
Any other questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Neemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Item 3 is Financial General Services Agreement with O.W. Crone and Associates. This is our in-house financial advisor, works very closely with the Clerk Treasurer's Office as well as the council and our various department heads. The standard hourly rates are for partners, $275 an hour, project managers, $240 an hour, senior consultants, $200 an hour, staff accountants, $155 an hour, and paraprofessionals, $110 per hour. So is there a motion by the council to approve the Financial General Services Agreement with O.W. Crone as submitted?
I'll make the motion to approve as submitted.
Motion by Ms. Scheven, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Sharp. Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Neemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Item 4, Professional Services Agreement with Veritas Group, Development and Redevelopments. Veritas is working on numerous projects for us right now as we speak. They have become our owner representative as it relates to economic development projects and other projects of the like. $180 an hour for principal, $160 an hour for project executives, $140 for project managers, $100 an hour for project administration, and it comes to around $12,000 to $16,000 per project. Is there a motion by the council to approve the professional services agreement with Veritas Group?
I'll make a motion to approve the professional service agreement with the Veritas Group.
Motion by Mr. Sharp, second.
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Rivera. This group is also currently working on our redistricting maps, so they're helping us to navigate through that. Any other questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Neemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Item 5 is approve 133rd and King report of contract for final inspection and acceptance. So this looks like just a ministerial item to close this. Final inspection was made by T.J. Gordon from Christopher Burke. The date the punch list items were completed was 9/17/21. Is there a motion by the council to approve 133rd and King report of contract for final inspection and acceptance?
I'll make the motion to approve 133rd King report of contract for final inspection.
Thank you. Motion by Ms. Scheven. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Miller. Questions or discussion?
Mr. President,
Mr. Austin?
do you want to put on the record and perhaps ask your Director of Operations to affirm this report of the Burke firm?
Can you confirm?
Yeah, we saw that, we've been out there several times.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Sheehan?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Nemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Item 6 is police reimbursement agreement, Benjamin King. This is another ministerial item that we do when we hire new police officers, that if they leave within a certain period of time, they have to pay back that portion of their training. The sum of $10,000 is agreed upon for training and or equipment if the applicant terminates his employment with the town within the first 60 months. Is there a motion by the council to approve police reimbursement agreement?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Rivera, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Sharp. Questions or discussion?
Mr. President,
Mr. Austin?
the date on the document needs to be clarified on rhetorical paragraph 18 as the 22nd day of December or not, 2022. I think it's 2021. I didn't prepare this document, although it's a specimen document, but it has a date item on it. We want to make sure that's right.
Let the record reflect that the date in paragraph 18 is the 22nd day of December 2021 and not 2022. Thank you, Mr. Austin. Any other questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Sheehan?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Nemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Item 7 is the engagement agreement with Crow for general professional services.
Mr. President,
Mr. Austin?
you have a couple of engagements on your agenda tonight with Crow. Crow is not your primary financial advisor for the business activities of our town, but they are your primary financial advisor related to capital financing, bond issues, and the like. Securities regulations require them to secure an engagement for each such activity that they perform. This is under federal law, the Securities and Exchange Commission regulations under which they conduct their business. So you know that we have a lot of things going on for financing and various projects, and they're involved in it. And this is to catch up the paper to our request that they do the work.
For example, the bond issuance for the Lake Eco Restoration is being performed by Crow with Phil Facenda from Barnes & Thornburg as bond counsel, and the water bonds that will be issued will be the same team. So as long as we approve this engagement.
We got a sewer bond coming up.
Yep.
West Side Sewer. That's what this is about.
I believe these are calculated as a per project sum, is that correct?
They are.
Just based on the scope of work.
Correct.
Is there a motion by the council to approve the engagement agreement with Crow for general professional services?
I make a motion to approve the engagement agreement with Crow for the general professional services.
Thank you. Motion by Mr. Sharp. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Rivera. Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Sheehan?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Nemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Item 8 is another engagement agreement with Crow for professional services for bond matters. Mr. Austin?
Self-evident, this is the capital financing activity.
Again, this is a per project sum that's calculated based on scope of work. And it says in their fees that their fee is $3,000. Fees I don't know if that's, yeah, that's for the waterworks revenue, refunding revenue bonds. Okay, they went through all of that stuff.
I don't think it's 3,000.
Says here, our fee can be paid from the proceeds of the 2022 bonds.
That's where they'll be paid for sure.
I don't see any other numbers in this.
The only number I see, Ronnie.
I think this just has to do with one particular bond issuance.
It does, and it may well have to do with the Standard & Poor's
Yes.
representation. We're going
Okay.
for ratings, as you know.
Yep.
And that will drive some of the interest.
Is there a motion by the council to approve the engagement agreement with Crow for professional services for bond matters?
Make a motion to approve the engagement agreement with Crow for professional services for the bond matters.
Thank you. Motion by Mr. Sharp, is there a second? Second by Ms. Rivera. No, Colleen, I'm sorry, you guys threw your voices.
They're getting good.
Ms. Sheehan, it's usually you and Ralph. Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Neemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Item 9 is the Indiana Medicaid EMS Supplemental Payment Cost Report Engagement Letter. Mr. Austin, can you provide a
This is
background on this?
Yeah, this is a standard contract that we enter into, related to the reporting requirements for Medicaid payments, and it's clearly uber specialty work, and this company does nearly nothing but this at rates that we cannot do or reach or accomplish on our own.
Thank you.
They also navigate the regulations in compiling this report, and they'll work with Jennifer in her office.
And we know that that's a never-ending hornet's nest that gets worse every year.
Yeah, it's, yeah, the pile of regs grows every year.
Is there a motion by the council to approve the 2021 Indiana Medicaid EMS Supplemental Payment Cost Report Engagement Letter?
So moved.
That is for Rooney and Company, Accounting and Economics. Motion by Mr. Miller, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Sharp. Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Neemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Back to item number 8, I have a clarification from Sue Hayes. She texted me that engagement was for the water parity report.
Number 8.
So just for the record, a clarification.
As your clerk treasurer shared with you, she does all that dirty work,
Yes.
if you will.
Item 10 is appointment of town council liaison to the park board. The town does already have a standing committee, which is Mr. Miller, Mr. Sharp, and Ms. Sheehan. So we need to appoint an official liaison to the park board.
I nominate Colleen Scheven.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mr. Sharp for Colleen Scheven, second by Mr. Miller, no hesitation at all. Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Neemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Under park board terms, we're going to make this a two-part agenda item to consider the term expirations as well as the adoption of their meeting date every month. So we have 4 members I listed earlier, 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats. In attending the meeting last night, it would be my recommendation, again, I told everybody there that if they get the 1-year term, it doesn't mean we don't like them. But I would recommend, and the council could make a different recommendation, obviously in a motion, that the one-year term be given to Paul Rodriguez, the two-year term be given to Greg Marquardt, the three-year term be appointed to Sarah Miller, and the four-year term to Dale Holste. If you have any other ideas, make a motion on them, but that was just the recommendation I would make, just to get this group up and running, so we could get the stagger done.
I'll submit that as a motion.
Motion by Mr. Miller, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Sheehan. Are there questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes.
Randy Neemeyer?
Yes, motion carries 6-2. Now, part two of this is the meeting night. The park board members have recommended the fourth Thursday of every month as the preferred meeting night. That may change from time to time, depending upon people's schedules, and it would be properly advertised. So the fourth Thursday of every month. Is there a motion by the council to approve that as the set meeting date?
7 o'clock?
What time?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
I'll make a motion to accept as the date for Parks.
Motion by Ms. Sheehan, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Sharp. Questions or discussion?
Yes,
Go ahead, Bob.
the only conflict will be in November for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Well, we're going to still want them to have their meeting, just
Yeah.
with a lot of food around.
Okay.
Thank you, Bob. Discussion, Tim, at the meeting last night was a training session, and we handed them the capital list that's currently projects underway in various stages. Would you be able to attend the next park board meeting to kind of fill them in on the progress of those projects? Because we're really spending some time here and building the foundation to get everybody up to speed. We had consultants here last night that were providing some training, some foundational pieces, and the next meeting we want to get the financial advisor in and have you as the director of operations. You kind of control our facilities, so make sure that everybody's up to speed.
Okay.
Thank you. Item 12 is update on the short-term response plan on public access to town hall due to COVID. This was enacted a couple of meetings ago to manage the flow of activity within town hall, not to close it by any means, because we were very short-staffed. So I will rely on Margaret and Jen to give us an update of staffing. How are we doing?
Can I just ask real fast back to item number 11B, did we actually do roll call?
We didn't
For the
take
second
a
part?
vote on that.
You have a motion and a second, but no roll call.
Yeah.
Okay, can we go back to that? I thought we
On
did
every
something.
other.
I was in a hurry.
Trying to get this finished.
Okay.
Thanksgiving talk got them done.
Yeah, start thinking about food.
First time he's done the job.
Okay, Robert
Jen, good
Carnahan.
Yes,
Julie Rivera.
Yes.
Ralph Miller.
Yes.
Colleen Scheven.
Yes.
Richard Sharp.
Yes.
Randy Neemeyer.
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Forgive me, this is the second meeting I've ever ran, so
Okay, and if I can jump into item 12 then?
do it.
At this point in time, staff is back in the office. We are back to business. So with some discussion with Margaret today, it would be our suggestion beginning Monday, just because we don't know what's going to happen overnight tonight and the next couple of days. That beginning Monday the 7th, we'll go back to normal business, meaning we'll unlock the door, folks can just come in freely for their
That'd be
business.
Chris's first day too, so.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
appropriate.
We'll flood them all to your side of the window.
We'll see the town manager.
So look at that guy over there.
He's the guy with the shovel.
I think that's a fair recommendation. Is there a motion by the council?
I'll make a motion to approve,
Thank you.
starting on Monday.
Back to business as normal. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Colleen, second by Mr. Sharp. Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
yes,
Julie Rivera,
Yes.
Ralph Miller,
Yes.
Colleen Scheven,
Yes.
Richard Sharp,
Yes.
Randy Neiman.
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Tim, Todd, Bill, how's the staffing situation? Are they coming back around, getting healthy?
Down one.
Okay,
We're doing good.
We're on back to 100%. We're all good.
it's good news.
Just in
Yep.
time.
Yeah.
Good news.
Just in time.
Town council reports. Town council, Bob, floor is yours.
I don't have anything tonight.
I'm disappointed. I have the SRF PER report that's in your packets. This was an acceptance letter that was sent to us, that they have accepted the preliminary engineering report on the water projects that we are issuing bonds for, so we are all set to go.
And it will affect financing to the good
Yep.
of the town, interest rates
Yep.
particularly.
Yeah, with the uncertainty in the financial markets right now, the sooner the better to get those bonds issued. Any other council reports? Town attorney,
No report.
clerk treasurer.
Still going through lots of reporting. A lot of my annual reports have been completed. The 100R has been completed for the town. It's been completed for the redevelopment authority. The Lake County Solid Waste annual report has been completed.
Good job.
Thanks, Bob. There's quite a few more too, but the biggest one is my annual financial report that has to be submitted through Gateway before the end of the month. I will have a small business item at your next meeting, regarding, I know our salary ordinance shows distributions, but we generalize it, general fund, MVH, wastewater. We don't specify the actual line item, and that was actually kind of a point of contention when State Board was in last time. So we came up with a game plan. One of the reports we can do through our payroll system is actually shows all the different allocations we have within town. It's all the allocation tables, which spells out for you the position and exactly what GL number, so you specifically know the fund, the department, where it's coming from. State Board suggested that annually I bring that before you so you all can accept it, so I will have that completed and prepared and ready for you on your next agenda.
Thank you. Town manager.
Randy?
Yeah,
I can give you something. Lake County Solid Waste was renting a building in Hammond from the city, and they're gonna build a fire station there, so they're leaving out of there, and they bought the old Girl Scout building in Maryville, and they're going to be housed in Maryville.
okay. Thank you, Bob.
Okay? Yep.
Town manager?
Ready to start on Monday.
That's all you have to know.
We will expect very long reports. Director of Operations?
I have one thing to ask you guys that from the building department, we would like the town council to consider creating an ordinance to make all contractors in town have labeling of their business on their trucks. Like signage showing us who the people are working on these houses. We've been having a lot of people from Illinois coming over in white vans with no kind of subcontractors of subcontractors of contractors that aren't actually licensed in town. So a lot of other communities around have been part of their licensing agreements when you get licensed in the town that you'll have a prominent, lettering or something on your vehicle to show what company you're there for. So we can kind of keep an eye on what's going on. We're trying to, we've found a considerable amount of roofers, drywallers, insulators, people coming over from Illinois and from surrounding areas that aren't saying that they're subcontractors of another company that is licensed, but they're actually not licensed people working, so it's kind of, it's been, with the amount of work that's going on, it's just starting to become a little bit harder to keep track of what's going on by driving by. I mean, there's, instead of going by 4 or 5 houses under construction, we're going by 100, so it's,
So would this sounds like something that would need to be added more to the licensing procedure, not so much.
yeah, somewhere or other, I don't know what.
Mr. Ross, you have any comments on this suggestion?
Yeah, I think it's a great suggestion, subject to compliance with the Commerce Clause of the Constitution. They're already being charged for tags or plates. They're already being charged for doing work in our town, being licensed contractors. So
I don't think this creates a Commerce Clause burden, because in trucking, we have to do it. It's part of the FMCSA regulations, you have to identify your vehicle and your business and a DOT number. So it's a licensing procedure.
well, it might be more than a procedure, but I don't disagree that that's a great starting place. And you know, the other thing is, and I've talked with Tim about this over the years, our own trucks should be marked in the same way. It kind of be the model for what that marking identification is on our vehicles. A lot of them have it, but
I think most of our vehicles are marked,
I was thinking that.
except for unmarked cop cars.
I think they all are now.
Okay.
We had a problem today with Tony that we had to go into Rose Garden for a subcontractor of a subcontractor that he had thought he had kicked out of the subdivision already once for doing work that they were not licensed with the town. The problem that we had with them was that none of them spoke English, so they couldn't even tell us the name of the company which they worked for. So by doing this, at least we know the side of the name of the company, because when we ran the registration on them, they were individually owned by each one of the workers, so there was no company names on the side of these vans, so.
Yeah, I think it's probably just because people have a hard time getting help, but Tim, what's the current procedure for a contractor who's a licensed contractor in town to hire subcontractors? What is that currently?
Well, I mean, we pretty much, I mean, at each permit level, you know, when you get your permit, we ask who is your plumber, who is your electrician. So basically, every one of those subcontractors of the general contractor at the time of the permit issuance are licensed, you know, insured and everything with the town. So, but what we're seeing is a lot of these people are saying that this company is doing the roofing, but then this company is hiring 10 other subcontractors to come in and do the work because they're busy. But those subcontractors don't actually work for the contractor. They're just basically farming out work to other people that aren't licensed contractors in town. So the guys that are doing the stuff properly are, you know, it's like, hey, we're doing all of our things, and then all these guys are here without the proper, you know, documentation. They don't have their insurance. They don't have their license in town. They don't have the county license per se or anything, but they're working. And there's just, like I said, it's very hard to, you know, if you drive through, let's just say Rose Garden, and, you know, during any given day, there's 300 construction vehicles in that subdivision. So, like, to try to see what's going on, you know, you got guys, you know, 3 different houses getting roofs put on, and 10 different houses getting plumbing put in them. And
so what would be the red flag? Let's say we adopt this ordinance. What would be the enforcement mechanism of this? What would be the thing that would set off the process of saying, well, now we need to investigate this person?
well, just, I mean, I guess just knowing that they're licensed. I mean, if we have on our iPads and our phones a list of the licensed contractors, so basically what we're just looking for.
But if somebody drives their car, they work for a contractor, and they drive their car to a job site, car's not gonna have lettering.
No, absolutely not, but just the work vans and the work vehicles and the work trucks, you know, if you go through, just say Rose Garden, there's 50 white vans. That's what they are, white vans. I mean, they have Allied Plumbing, they have like Allied Plumbing, which has, you know, 50 trucks, which all say Allied Plumbing on the side of them, you know, which we know, you know, is somebody that's working, but it just makes it hard just to see, you know, we're starting to add on all the permits, the major contractors that are on the permit, the general contractor, the concrete guy, the plumber, the electrician. Right on the permit card, it states you know, who those people are that were on the permits. Just 'cause, I mean, it used to be easy back in the day, but now with how much is going on, it's hard to make sure that everything is, you know, being done that the way it was approved to be done. So this just gives us a way to, you see on the permit, this is Allied Plumbing, you see an Allied Plumbing truck in the driveway, it's good. But if you see it, it's supposed to be Allied Plumbing and there's 3 white vans in the driveway doing plumbing, then you say, who do you work for, and you get they look like behind them, like.
So who would be responsible for the enforcement of this?
I guess us as building inspectors, more or less.
Is this something that code enforcement would be able to do as well, since it's not actually a building inspection?
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure if there's vehicles like work trucks out on jobs that don't have properly identification on them, then yes.
Okay.
But it's just, I mean, a lot of Crown Point has done it for the last 15 years. I mean, they had it as a part of their rule. I mean, I worked in Crown Point years ago, and if you were on a job and didn't have letters on your truck, somebody would stop and like, hey, you need to have a lot of guys just had magnet signs they could put on their truck so they were marked while they're working, but it's as simple as that, but.
Dave, what do you think?
I would like to look at the licensure forms and see how we can simply do this.
Could you get the building department team working with Dave on this, so we could have something to consider?
Yeah, sure can. Thank you.
Anything else?
No, I'm just getting ready for the snow tonight, hopefully it'll all be uneventful.
What are we operating pretty well 24 hours during this?
Yeah, we have, half of our crew coming in tonight at 11 o'clock, so they'll work through the night until 7 o'clock, and then we'll have the whole crew, every plow truck we have, that we have to plow, will be plowing from 7 to 11. The guys that were here all night will go home at 11 o'clock, the day crew will stay until 11 at night, or 7 at night, and then the night crew will come back again, so.
To run kind of a power shift?
We're gonna try, for like that 5 hours to hit it hard with everybody, kind of by the forecast and by what's coming out, that's our game plan. Hopefully it goes smoothly.
Well, thank you for that.
That's what we came up with, so hopefully it'll work.
That's appreciated. Cedar Lake, I know it's maybe I'm biased, but the roads are always the best here out of any community around, so. And I know you guys will be working closely with police and fire to go on calls and make sure they get through. Police Department.
Council, Mr. President, all I have tonight is, we had not an incident, but we started receiving peddler permits requests, and we started to review our peddler permits and realized maybe we need to add some to it. First, we'd like to possibly put the application online for a PDF, a fillable PDF, so that they can do it without having to come in and bother the clerk's office before it's done. And it would be directly submitted to the clerk's office in that direction. One of the things that we would like to see is that the applicants will submit to a limited criminal history record by the Indiana State Police. They can pay for it themselves, they can pay for it online. The town of St. John currently does this. It informs us of any felony or Class A misdemeanor convictions, and they can provide that to us with their application when they come into the clerk's office. And then once that is completed, once they come into the clerk's office, we'll do our local background check to see if they have any other violations. Some amendments we'd like to see on the application itself is, one thing we'd like to see is vehicle insurance and vehicle information added to that form, so that we know what kind of vehicles are in the subdivision with the peddler's permit. The other things that we're going to add, we have a printable card stock at the police department now. We have a printer for it for town IDs currently being used. What we would do is buy bulk of some lanyards, require them to have the lanyard on at all times for peddlers, and on that would be a picture of the person. Also on that picture next to it would be in bold the date that it expires, so that we know that they've completed the expiration or they're not back out there. The town of St. John actually posts the peddler's picture permits on their website, so that the citizens can see who's been approved for a peddler permit in town. We did some research on it after talking to you. Definitely you can't stop peddlers, which is what you said, and we looked and found that to be accurate, and that campaign was completely different than peddlers. But we just want to update it so that the citizens can see who's been approved by the town as a peddler.
What is the definition of a peddler, though?
I believe it's for the purpose of selling from door to door.
What about Girl Scouts?
Yeah,
Technically, yes.
yeah, those are a lot of minors too, though, so.
It seems like a lot of extra work for you guys.
Unfortunately, though,
With the pictures.
But how-
it's not about the Girl
how
Scouts,
often
and
do So how often do you have a problem, and what was the incident or event that constituted this dive into this?
One was that the citizens couldn't see who was out there that was approved by the town, right? We've been looking into it, it's just
So is
something
this a
that
report
Jen and I had
of
talked about.
one instance or multiple?
It was about a group of peddlers that just came in this week that are gonna go door to door to sell weed kill. And, their outward appearance may not be the best, but we wanted to check to make sure that who they were. And doing our limited, in-house background, I was, kind of not excited about a couple of these. So we really started diving into it a little bit more, researching what other communities do. Some communities have just stopped peddler permits completely, they don't allow peddling, which then we found out statutorily you can't do that. So we thought, if we're gonna do this right, let's at least have the citizens know who's out there and what they're required to have, so that if they don't have this on them, they could be cited for it, and, you know, for violations, they can actually be stopped if they can't have a peddler's permit. And so there's transparency.
I don't know, this just seems like a situation that we're gonna create more regulations for something that doesn't occur that often. And whenever we do that, we usually get lost in the weeds.
I think this is not more regulations, just a more in-depth look at who's
Do we
doing
have a
it
current-
and who's walking town.
Do we have a
door to
current
door.
town code on this?
We have a peddler's code, yes.
When was that adopted?
1982.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
So it's fairly new law.
Right.
Peter Lake got a
We're not recommending any changes of any costs, anything like that, just an update on the current form so that we know certain things and we can document it, have them. The nice part about it is it will be very fluid because it's all on a PDF form, it's all done online. Cliff can set it up so that they can do it from home when they fill out the application. Only thing they have to come in for is their picture ID and to pay the clerk treasurer's office for their license, so.
Well, whether I'm comfortable with it or not, I think if there's something you think is worthwhile, Chief, run it by Dave's office to make sure that the legal parts of this are covered, and then put something together for council consideration so it can be voted on.
Okay.
I kind of get I don't know, the free market, the door-to-door sales is one of the oldest professions in the world, and people walking on public streets and public sidewalks, and I've always taken the approach in that campaign that if somebody has a no solicitation sign, then leave them alone. No trespassing and the like. People can make those decisions on their own private property. I don't know if government needs to regulate everything. You know, that's just my thought to this.
And I would agree with you, sir. The only problem that we've had is that we've had some incidents in town where the prey on the elderly or older people have happened, where they're having conversation at the front door while somebody's going in the back, and it's happened a couple of times. So if we know...
That's breaking and entering, though, that's not peddling.
It is, but it starts off with peddling, they're going door to door, potentially. So all we're doing is just trying to make sure that the town knows who's doing it, but we'll put something together for you.
Yeah, the council can consider it. They may not share my opinion, and that's fine, but I just, I don't know, it seems like a little unnecessary regulation, but put it together, Chief, and put it in front of us.
Okay. That's it.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Fire department.
I gotta say, I bought the best vacuum I ever bought in my life from
You still have it.
It was Kirby at the time, so my wife loved that thing, so.
Well, you're in the unincorporated area anyway, so they
I'm not
can still
stopping
send
them, I'm just asking that we add a couple of things to the current permit.
We'll just send them to your house, Chief.
Girl Scout cookies, I mean, come on, what are you trying to do?
I'm not stopping them, I'm just trying to add a few things so we know who they are.
I've got a couple things, just, give me an update on the tanker, the township tanker, which says Cedar Lake Township tanker. Hanover Township tanker is gonna be, the training's gonna be next Monday, or Tuesday, sorry. We're flying, Chief Monger and Lieutenant Kraft up to, Minnesota to go through the day class on training on it. Hopefully they'll get there without the snow or any snow up there. They're in Minnesota, Laverne, Minnesota, so it's out there in snowland big time, but,
Never cold up there either.
No.
That'll be nice.
hopefully that truck will be back in our town by the end of the week. We're hoping. Kevin and I are been in contact with, manufacturer. I think we sent the pictures to you. Truck hasn't been lettered yet, but
Looks amazing.
it's gonna be a great truck for us, and we're really excited. I'd like to, personally welcome Chris on board. I'm hoping the council directs you to spend lots of time with the fire department and the police department, so we can move forward.
Listen, if he invites you, I bet there is gonna be a gun, and there's like refreshments or food involved, there's some big purchase coming after that. It's kind of Todd's MO.
There is always a motive, I'm not gonna lie. Always a motive. But, welcome aboard, I hope we'll get to know you. Chief Fisher and I did spend a lot of time with Rick in the past, and we kind of showed him around town a little bit, and
Oh, that's
some of
why
the
it's
history of our town,
okay.
so. Say what?
Nice.
Yeah, well, we could be responsible for Rick's departure as well. He may not be being honest with everybody, but probably got tired of Billy and I, but that's okay. We did actually have lunch with him before he left and, wished him well. And, it was nice to talk to him when he was just a civilian, I guess.
Yeah.
But, that's all I have. We're ready for the snowstorm. Whatever we get, 2 inches or 22 inches, we'll be ready.
So, is the remodeling project 100% complete now?
It is. It's 100% complete and ready for, open house.
And
I sent it out on the 21st, I think it is.
How are the ladies and gentlemen that serve the community, liking the living quarters?
I want you to ask them. They actually are, the morale is so much better because of the upgrades, because it's a lot more comfortable. It's not, as, dated and dingy as it was. And, I mean, as you know, we had, in a room half this size, we had 10 people sleeping together in a big slumber party. So now they have their own bunk rooms and own showers and lockers and everything up there, their own. So it's nice. Our training room that we had the volunteers do a lot of work in, is pretty amazing. Cliff did a lot of good technology work for us in there, so we'll be able to use it as an EOC if we have to. We'll be able to use it for all of our training. The Eagles recently just, gave us some money to purchase simulators, EMS simulators, so we'll have the same simulators they use in the hospital for.
Can I ask about that
EMS
donation? How much was that, Chief?
$9,600.
And who was that made to?
It was made to the Cedar Lake Firefighters Association,
Okay.
and it's a 501(c)(3).
So that doesn't need to be receipted through here?
No, the association is a separate entity.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then they already purchased it all, so, in fact, they donated another $1,000 to it to top it off another, to make sure the whole project, with the township's purchase, or with the township's donation of all the CPR equipment that we currently now have, which we never had as well, we will have a very nice complement of training aides to do all of our own in-house training in the future.
Very good.
So, we're gonna work on fire training aids next.
Thank you.
Any big, donors out there wanna donate? Dave.
Not in my pocket.
I always gotta ask,
I've seen that trick before.
Well, you,
So, we're good, that's it.
okay. Thank you, Chief. Any other, reports from council? We have written communication from Julie Zasada, Tourism Funds request for the Cedar Lake Historical Association. In the past, we have taken several of these requests before we put together an agenda item, and Again, we don't know how much we will get or when we will get it.
Traditionally, we only receive $4,725 in tourism funds.
All right, so, we'll take a couple of more of these requests, and then we'll put together an agenda item and figure out how to disperse that little bit of money, but there's always a lot of interest in that little pot. Open public comments. Second call, public comment.
Good evening, everybody. Josh Gilbert, I'm here on behalf of Moto on Ice. I wanted to thank everybody, especially both chiefs, even Tim. We ran into a few hiccups,
Even Tim.
Even we ran into some hiccups that we just got to smooth out here and there. By all means, it was one of our biggest turnouts. There was another race going up in, it was in Wisconsin, a 3-hour race. We lost a lot of our bikes, so we weren't thinking it was going to be a big turnout, but they actually had almost 60 riders. Our numbers are in probably right around 900 to 1,000 spectators, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, crazy.
Well, you had traffic backed up to Morris.
I signed you in, I remember.
And, I was, when I drove up, I was kind of smiling. I'm like, holy smokes.
Yeah.
These guys are really knocking it out of the park, so great job to you and your team. But just like the Cedar Lake Farmers Market, when that took off, it changed the entire scope. So I got a feeling that you're gonna be kind of coming to the drawing board and working with our people, because I think that this, as long as there's ice, obviously.
Yeah.
But if there wasn't ice, it'd be even more entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
But, keep going with it, Josh.
Yeah.
But make sure you're constantly kind of monitoring that traffic flow and parking and things, because the people here will work with you and help you.
Absolutely.
And it didn't hurt that you're a big movie star now on
Yeah.
Channel 32.
When I was signing people in, I asked, I said, hey, how did you hear about this? And there was a few families from Chicago that came down. I feel like we saw it on the news, so we came down. And so it was pretty interesting. So, I thought I'd hear a lot more of that, but now only 3.
Hey, you guys look great on the news too.
Yeah, they had 50 pounds, but.
On the camera.
But the feedback was great. We had people coming, and they, lifelong residents that didn't even know what was going on. And they said, we didn't, have any idea. Like, really? Wow. Afterwards, I went around for garbage pickup. I picked up 4 cans. It was like in the parking lot.
Yeah, people were very respectful.
Extremely respectable.
Yeah.
Just a couple glitches here and there. So DNR, I talked with them on Saturday. There was a pretty good plan put together. The EMS, fire department, police, everybody's just been, it's great. The one thing before I let you guys be was, I had a gentleman approach me, and he came over and he said, I've been a teacher a long time, and he's like, I have not seen this many kids outside doing something since I can remember, and they were just everywhere. So it was kind of cool to see that.
I love it that you guys focus on the younger riders too, and really give them a platform.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch. I went out there and it was a blast. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, thanks for coming out, and thanks for all the support, and from there, we just kind of hope to kind of continue and eventually make the board right underneath there where it says explore every day, where it'll have a nice piece.
Add it to the collage.
Yeah.
They're building it.
But, yeah.
Great job.
So, thank you all again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Josh,
Thank you.
Could you get Randy a bike so he can?
Now listen, Dave lives on the lake shore, and I heard he's buying a 4-wheeler to ride over to the races and participate.
I'm not certain.
He'll be the lawyer's
To buy
division.
that in.
He can afford it.
We're all gonna
I thought he was taking it
He can afford it.
Can't sue each other. But
Randy?
Well, so you say we're having a party at Dave's house and then going over there.
No, I've seen that too.
Okay, any other public comment?
Come right over.
Jen, anything online?
No hands are raised.
Okay. Well, thank you all for attending this evening. Please be safe out in the Midwestern weather that we've, I think, all come accustomed to, but just be careful and stay out of the way of these guys with the lights on. So, this meeting is adjourned.